Hey everyone, thank you so much for tuning in with me and seeing what I got going on. Today I am going to be doing more updated like spring foundation routine, and I'm going to be doing my foundation with this like silicone spongy thing that's everywhere these days, and kind of talking about it as well. So if you want to see that, just keep watching. Okay, so starting out with my face, I've already primed with this NYX Hydra Touch Hydration Primer first, and then I did go over it with this Smashbox Photo Finish little sample, and then I set it with some setting spray. I used this Gerard Cosmetics Slay All Day setting spray. If I don't use this, then I just use the e.l.f. Mist and Set. Okay, so for foundation today, I'm going to be mixing two foundations to get like a more shade better for my face. I'm using the Infallible Pro Matte by L'Oreal in 101, and I am using the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless in 115, and I'm just going to kind of mix that onto the back of my hand and put this all over my face. Okay, so I'm just mixing this up with a Q-tip just so that the color kind of mixes together a little bit better. These two foundations, I really prefer to always use two foundations. I feel like you get, it just is more perfect for you if you can find like some finishes and colors that are best. I don't know. Okay, so I'm going to put this on my face with my middle finger, or just any finger, and since I'm using this little sponge, I'm going to just do half my face. It's not really like a sponge, I guess, per se. It is a silicone thing like this. Some people have compared it to like a bra insert. So yeah, it is okay. I've seen people like rub like this and pat like this. I prefer the patting. I wish that it had like was shaped like a teardrop, so that way I could like get better into the like area of my eye or whatever. And I only like to use this for foundation. I know some people like prefer concealer, but I only like foundation. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this all over half of my face like this. And one reason why I'm only doing half my face is because the sponge doesn't absorb any kind of liquid, so I wouldn't be able to spray it if it starts to get dry or whatever. So I'm just gonna give this a blend, and I have a mirror over here, so I'm just kind of looking over here, and yeah. So one thing with this sponge is I don't really know which side you're supposed to use, or if that even really matters, because the consistency is the same on both sides, but like one just kind of has like a notch area where they're like a seam, I guess. Okay, so blending this out, it is okay. It does give you more full coverage because it doesn't absorb any of the foundation really. It comes out looking like that when it, you know, normally is like clear looking. I'm just gonna blend it, like pull it down on my neck, I guess. So yeah, it is good for blending out foundation per se, I guess, like a large area of foundation. But as far as do I like how well it's blended in, no. I definitely am gonna take a different brush and blend it in better. I normally always do it with a e.l.f. stippling brush, and I like this because if it's kind of dry, I can spray my stippling brush with like a liquid, like water, or the Mist and Set like I had said. So I'm gonna blend that out better with the stippling brush, but I'm gonna go ahead and put this rest of this foundation on, try to get it off the back of my hand because it's like going everywhere. And while I'm also doing this, I'm gonna put some on my neck that I can blend out. Okay, so I put the rest of that foundation on, and I'm just blending it out. I definitely wasted some foundation there because this is too much on my face, I feel like, and then I had to wipe off a lot of excess off my hand. So I'm still working with, I prefer to use foundation that's like in a little pot, and I mix up my two foundations in like a little pot, but they're all dirty right now. So to me, like some areas are easier to like not do the pat but the smoothing thing, like my eyebrows. I don't know why, but they really need to be done. I really need to get my brows done. I didn't do them the whole month of January or the whole month of February, but I'm kind of like letting them grow out a little bit. So okay, Let me blend this up on my neck. Okay, so that's what I'm talking about with the eye. I can't really get in there that well because it's like weird shaped. Okay, so this is okay. I mean, it's good for like not wasting any product at all and blending out, you know, a large area. But as far as how well it's blended in, I don't like it. I'm gonna go ahead and take my stippling brush and go ahead and give my face a good blend. I'll try to pick up any excess on the back of my hand. So I really only prefer to use the e.l.f. stippling brush as far as blending out my foundation and stuff. I haven't seen any brush similar to like this kind. And e.l.f. is sold in stores, but for some reason I've never seen this big stippling brush in stores. They sell the smaller one, but I only have been able to find the bigger one on their website. So if you have a recommendation of a stippling brush that is a similar makeup to this one, please let me know because I would go buy it. Now I'm going on to concealer, and I really love this Maybelline Fit Me concealer. It's going to be really hard for me to ever try something else because I really just like this stuff a lot. It's not that expensive, and so I really just like it. I use number 10 to kind of conceal, I guess, correct more. And I use number 15 to more highlight, I guess. So number 10, I like to dot on my problem areas, like dark circles, any redness around my nose, any little problem areas on my jawline, and that is it, I think. And then sometimes if I'm in a hurry, I'll do both concealers together. But if I have time, I like to do like the 10 first and then do the 15. And I am blending this out with a damp beauty blender. I know that sounds, okay, so that sounded very like cliche, but I am using a damp beauty blender. Sometimes I will spray the beauty blender with a mist and set. I like this better to get under my eyes closer than that silicone sponge, just because this is ideal shape for it. And plus, now that I have been doing foundation second, you know, I don't want to like mess up my eyeshadow and eyeliner and stuff. So if I was still doing my foundation first before I did my eyes, the silicone sponge might be, it's not a sponge, I need to stop saying it. The silicone thing would be easier because I could, you know, just blend it all out and not worry about product getting on anything. So okay, so 15, I like to put you know, like as I highlight like this, a little bit more underneath my eyes just to get those dark circles real good. I like to highlight down my nose and just any redness again. I like to highlight my jawbone and my forehead. Okay. And then just using that same beauty blender, I'm gonna blend this out, and I'm gonna give it a little spray. Mainly I gave it a spray because I am not by the sink to re-wet this beauty blender, but also I just do feel like that gives my concealer a little bit more staying power. Oh, I didn't put a lot on this side. So I hadn't felt like I put an even amount on that side, so I put a little bit more. So when I was doing my eyeshadow, I wasn't sure if I was liking it, and then I added liner and it was a little bit better, and then I added lashes and it was a lot better. And now that I'm putting makeup on, like face makeup, it's kind of all coming together a little better, so. Okay, I blended that out, and my wrist feels like it's gonna fall off, so that means I have probably am close to the end of the blending. So I've just flipped this to the other side, kind of giving everything a good blend. You gotta make sure you get that stuff down on your neck real good. And into your hairline. Ow! I pulled a hair. Ow. Ow, ow. So one thing that I feel makes my concealer kind of last a longer time and not crease so much and everything like that is I like to go over whatever I just concealed with this Flawless concealer brush by e.l.f. Literally, I just take it and give the concealed areas mostly, you know, under my eyes. Just a good pat, just to make sure that stuff is really blended in good. And so yeah, I'll do my nose, the center of my nose. I really like to do the end of my nose just because, just to prevent any kind of oxidizing more so. And I really like how this blends out the concealer that I put near my brows, just so it doesn't look like patchy, I guess, per se. So I literally take that brush and go over everything I concealed probably like twice, just like up the up the face and then down the face. And then I take a piece of toilet paper tissue and pat any area that's concealed. I mostly like to focus right here on this T-zone area and my mustache area. I hate to call it that, but it is true. And so I like to do this just to get anything that has already kind of, I'm blanking on the word there. So yeah, getting this toilet paper, just kind of absorbing anything that's kind of sitting on my face already, any oil. I even go down to my neck, and this is really important. I just feel like this is important. If I skip this step, I just feel like OCD about my face is going to be oily. I'll show you, like, I got a little bit of color on this toilet paper, so that I feel like would be foundation that would have been oily later. Okay, so once I've done that, I like to take my stippling brush just one more time and a little bit of spray. That's the e.l.f. mist and set, just to make sure everything is all blended in one good time before I bake. So I am into baking. I know some people don't like baking or just don't have to, and I feel like you're lucky if you don't have to, but I have to. So I like to take a little powder puff with a little handle like this. I'm currently baking with the Maybelline New York Shine Free Loose Powder, only because I couldn't find the NYC translucent powder. I'm kind of scared they've stopped selling it near me because I really can't find it anywhere. And this part is really messy, but I like to just do the baking thing that everybody does, you know. And I like to let my bake sit for about 10 minutes. This Maybelline stuff is better quality than the NYC translucent powder. I do feel like it doesn't have to sit on my face as long. So while this is baking, I can either do like little chores or like laundry, stuff like that, or go ahead and do other parts of my makeup depending on how much of a hurry I'm in, because I just cannot skip this part. It's very important. So if I'm in a hurry, I just got to go ahead and do some other stuff because I can't skip on the baking. Okay, so I put this bake on. I'm going to let it bake for like 10 minutes, and I'll be right back. Okay, so it's been about 10 minutes, and I'm going to show you guys what I do after I am done baking, and then I'm going to go bronze and all that stuff, and I'm going to come back and show you guys what I look like when I'm all finished. So I just like to take a fluffy powder brush, this is from e.l.f., and dust it off. So the one like main reason I bake is just because my face is so oily. I really feel like the baking helps my foundation stay on, not crease. Okay, and then once I have the baking powder all blended out, I like to go in and blend my face with this IT Cosmetics Bye Bye Pores translucent powder. It is really good to just like give your face a good finish, to like, I don't know, I just really feel like it makes a difference. So, and a little bit goes a long way with this product, so even though it's like kind of expensive for me, I just use a little bit, so it goes a long way. This is a flat top brush from e.l.f. and I'm just blending that out. This stuff, you know, just kind of blends in your pores a little bit more. Alright, and I do like to use this IT Cosmetics powder to blend out my face after I've like bronzed and stuff. So this does get used again. Okay, so after I have done all the powder stuff, I do like to give myself a spray at this point just to kind of set what I've got to this point. So I'll use either this is new, this is like new into my routine or whatever. It is a cucumber, that's why it's green. It smells really great. It does kind of have a strong burn, like, not a strong burn, but like an alcohol-y burn. And then the other one that I've used for literally 5 years is the e.l.f. mist and set. This is the illuminating mist and set. They have come out with like two new mist and sets for their line. This is the illuminating one, and they also have a matte one, and then the regular one. So I'm gonna give myself a spray with this. This stuff really does have a cucumber smell, so I really do like that a lot. And yeah, so at this point, this is when I'm gonna start bronzing, blush. I like to take all that and go over my face one more time with this powder, and highlight, brows, lips. So I'm gonna go put on all the final touches and everything, and then I'll be back and I'll show you guys what I look like and all that good stuff. Okay, so I'm back, and this is kind of the finished look. The only thing that I haven't done is my highlight, which I'm gonna do on camera, and then that's gonna be the finished look. So for bronzing, contouring, I use this NYC matte bronzer, and then I kind of contour with this Pacifica bronzer in Sunkissed. It's just a little bit darker than my natural look. And then for blush today, I have on this Tarte blush in Party, or Party. It has a bunch of A's. And then I didn't really blend it out, but I kind of like here and here and here patted that Bye Bye Pores powder just to lighten that up. And then I did my brows and all that, darkened up my eyeliner where I put on my false lashes, and I sprayed everything with this Gerard Cosmetics Slay All Day. This stuff really does make your face really matte. And then one of the foundations I used is a matte foundation, like all matte. So I feel like my face is looking really matte at this point. So I'm gonna go ahead and add highlight just to give me a little bit of sparkle. Oh, I also put lipstick on. What the lip I'm wearing is this Gerard Cosmetics in Skinny Dip. Okay, so I'm gonna start my highlight. I'm gonna be taking this Tarte Maracuja oil. I'm gonna put it on the back of my hand and use the e.l.f. stippling brush that's like small to put that where I am gonna be highlighting. I like to do this, it really intensifies your highlight. So I'm gonna go ahead and do this now. Okay, so I kind of just focused that oil where I would like to intensify my highlight, but I didn't put it on my nose just because my nose is like very oily and I didn't want to risk any of that, like oil stuff. So now I like to take just a kind of flat blush brush, and I'm going to be using the Tarte's Pro Glow To Go. So with this kind of brush, and I'm going to use Burst because it's my absolute favorite highlight at this moment. I take it and I just go in like patting motions and pat it all around, or you know, just kind of like pat it, brush it. Then I'm just going to kind of pat it there too. I don't want to have this part necessarily glowing, so I'm not going to pat it on there, but and then I'm just kind of blending it out. And my hair, I scrunched my hair today, and I haven't scrunched it since literally like 2012. If you've been watching my videos for a long time, you know that this is how I wear my hair when I am scrunching it. But I literally haven't done it since 2012, so I gave it a, I moussed it today. So now I'm going to take what's left on this and just kind of give my jawline a brush. That looks a little bit like harsh, so I'm going to blend it out with my fingers just so it's not like a, it just kind of blends. It's not like a harsh line or anything. And then I'm going to take a fan brush. This is from Amazon. I really like this brush a lot just because it is so thick, but not, I don't know how to explain it. It's like thin where it needs to be, but thick where it needs to be. I'm just going to take a little bit more of that and just like literally fan it. And then I'm going to take a little bit on my finger. I've been focusing my highlight on my nose, more on the end of my nose like this, and then taking what's left and blending it up the center of my nose, but I've been focusing like on this part. I don't know, I just like it. Alright, and that's it. If I like this a lot. If I feel like it's too much, then I will kind of tone it down with a translucent powder, but I mean, on camera it looks okay, but I don't know what it's going to look like in person. So that is pretty much all I do as far as foundation and everything like that. This was my look, kind of using the silicone thing, but it always ends up looking like this because I always end up going in with my normal stuff anyway. So now I'm just going to give everything a good final spray. I am going to use this matte all day stuff, Slay All Day. Alright, and that's it, guys. I hope that y'all like it. I might do a look on this eye. If y'all like it, let me know. Kind of, does it look like a cut crease? That's what I was attempting to do. Alright, thank you guys so much for watching, and stay tuned for some more videos, and thank you guys so much. Have a great day.